friends, as you guys can see from the title, today I told you guys that I was going to do another relatively close update to my Project 50 uses, knowing where I stood with one of my palettes. So here I am. I have a feeling this will be an update that'll take a while for the next one to come. I don't think I'll be anywhere near close until like at least the end of the summer with some of these palettes. So I have my 3 palettes in front of me. I'm going to update you guys on each of them, where I stand and what we're rolling in today, because obviously I am here because I'm rolling something in. All right, guys, if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, so we have our 3 palettes in front of us. 2 obviously will just have updates, and the 3rd one will be rolling out. So let's get into it. First and foremost, we brought in the Too Faced Sweet Peach. I tried to do the P and the F. Yeah, not all there today. So this one, so far as of today, I've had 17 uses of it. I will tell you that I'm kind of feeling guilty not using the palette to its fullest, but that's going to change relatively soon. So mainly I've been using this palette for this shade, and especially this shade. Most of the 17 uses has come from this shade right here as an inner corner highlight. I love it as an inner corner highlight, but I know that the whole point of this is to kind of get more use out of the palette. Now with 17 uses, I kind of have an idea of how I would continue to use this palette, but as we're getting into the summer months, I'm actually getting excited to go into these. So I have been just dipping my toes in here. 17 uses is not that much compared to 50 uses. So I still got a bit of a ways. I got at least 33 uses left in here. So I still have potential to reach for the rest of the shades in here, but it's still obviously in here. Just know that I have been using that quite a bit, and I really have been enjoying it for those few shades. But I'm going to dip in more. It's just, I feel like my those eyeshadow shades are very similar to what I have in here, and that's what's hindering me from reaching for these a little bit more. The other palette that I have in here is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2. So this palette has only 10 uses in them. And that's okay with me. 10 uses is still quite a bit compared to what I could be doing. So I have at least 40 uses left of this palette. I will say I've used these 3 shades a ton. As you guys can see, like the emblem is kind of wearing off on these. I wore this all over the lid, you guys, this shade right here, and it is beautiful. I actually filmed the video on it, and I'm like, ooh, I loved how my eye look came out that way. Today I'm actually have this one on my eyelids. I have it like kind of spaced in there with my those eyeshadows and other shades as well. The only shade that I'm like iffy on is this orangey one. I don't really care for this one too much, but I'm going to try to play around with this one to see what I can do with it. But as far as the rest, I've really been enjoying it. I've noticed that the main way I'm using this one is mainly for the shimmery shades. These mattes are gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really in the mood for like a pink eye. Every time I put on these mattes, I kind of get more like a pinky, mauve-y kind of look, and I'm just like, I really didn't want to go for that. So I'm kind of sticking to these. I will eventually get to these cream shades, but for right now, I'm really enjoying just dipping into these right here. So this only has 10 uses. That's okay. I got 40 uses left, and I'm not stressing over it. Okay, so let's... Never fails. Do you not want to be here? Because you're about to leave. You're about to leave. So let's move on to the Natasha Denona Mini Star. So I'll show you guys where I started with this palette and what it's looking like now. As you guys can see, it's well loved. It's really well loved. I really enjoyed it. The main shadow that I used was this shade right here in a teak, I think it's called. So if you look at it up close, you could see some usage, the edging right here. So I have made it to my 50 uses. I believe last update I had 33, 34-ish uses. So I didn't have much left to get to it. I knew eventually I would get to it and roll this out. So I have met my goal of 50 uses. So this one's going to get rolled out. It's well loved compared to my other ones. I'm going to have to clean this up before I put this away. But it's well loved compared to my other minis. I'm happy that I brought in a mini because even though this is only 5 pans, it allowed me and showed me that I could still use a palette or at least a quint for 50 uses and not get bored. And it has to be a well thought out one in order for me to do that. So this was really good for me. A good exercise for me, good overall experience with this. So I'm actually happy, and it gives me hope that I'm gonna like quints and quads, and I'm not like having this closed-minded thought process of there's not enough colors for me to enjoy it. But if I enjoyed a 5-pan one with 50 uses, I think I could do other ones. So I'm happy I did that one. Okay. No more lipstick on my teeth. So obviously I'm rolling in something in for the mini star, and I thought about it, but as I compared the palettes that I have now and wanting the one that I'm going to bring in, I think I am going to bring this in. I'm going to go full blown a warm tone this summer. Might as well. And this palette really hasn't gotten a lot of love in the collection, and I really want to get use out of it. So I am going to bring in my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. If you see this one up close, you could tell that some shades have not even been touched, barely touched. And I debated on bringing this one in because I thought it was going to be too close to my Sweet Peach, which some shades do overlap. Like the peachy shade, I could see some of the basey tones in here, I can see. But overall, I feel like these will complement each other, not necessarily compete with one another. So as you see them here, this one's a lot softer, has a lot more neutral in it, but this one's a lot more vibrant. And I have these like darker shades over here, this purple, these deep fuchsia shades that this one does not offer me too much of. So I think that that's why I'm going to give in. I'm going to give in and bring this one in. And then if you compare the Urban Decay Born to Run to the Patrick Ta one, they're obviously also complementary. Because of the warm tone, I can see myself really enjoying these two. And I haven't shown this one much love, and I really want to show it. So this one's going to go in for 50 uses. Now here's my thought process. Obviously, all three of these are very summer-esque, warm tone. They have a lot of orangey kind of shades in here. Here's what I thought. If I bring these in for the summer together, they're going to go beautifully for the summertime. Loving them. I could do multiple different looks. I could do sultry looks. I could do warm, obviously all warm tone looks. But the main thing is these can all go into the fall and still don't look out of place. Now, if I was doing this for the fall, thinking about the winter, I can see how in December I wouldn't want to use these, but I can still see myself, if any of these palettes still linger past August, September, October, and even into November, I can still get away with wearing these. Those tones, those shades will still be relevant to the season because I personally do enjoy wearing my makeup seasonally. I know you don't have to. That's just how I do it. I love wearing cooler tones in the winter, warmer tones in the summer, more blue in the winter, more orangey in the summer. So that's what I'm going for, and that's what I'm enjoying. So I think bringing in the Urban Decay Born to Run is it's not going to be a bad choice. That's what I keep telling myself. I think I did good with choosing that one. There was other contenders, but I didn't care to bring in an all matte palette. I didn't care to bring in a neutral palette because I can bring those in any other time. This is the only time where I'm really going to reach for these and the only time I'm really going to enjoy these. So this is why I brought these in. And I think that doing looks with all three of them together is going to be so much fun. I get the sparkliness from here, I get the depth from here, and I get the nice soft feminine looks from here if I choose to. So I have three different options. I will do some looks with these for you guys. You're going to see them a lot on videos that I do. The only thing I think that's holding me back right now from using these a lot more is because of my Pan Those eyeshadows, which I'm hoping I will be updating soon so I can get rid of some of those shades because they're very warm tone, very sultry, and they kind of clash with these. I have a peach in there. I have like a burgundy in there. I have a rustic brown in there. I have a purplish tone in there. So all the shades that I can get out of here are in my Pan Those eyeshadows. So it's kind of like clashing because obviously those are more priority. This is more of a long-term kind of project pan. So I think that's why I was hesitant this month. But I think that once I refresh that and bring in whatever I need to bring in, it'll help me out with these palettes here, and then I can go back to still enjoying those. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, you guys. That's what I think I'm set for it. What do you guys think? Did I make a mistake? Should I have brought something else in? I told you guys I was contemplating. This was the palette I was contemplating on bringing in instead of this one last update. But I thought, you know what, hold off. Let me see. And I can tell that this is not going to clash with this one or take its limelight without, you know, it's not going to take its spotlight of either one. Each one is going to do something different for me, and I do appreciate that. So anyway, you guys, I just wanted to update you guys. Don't expect an update on this Project Pan anytime soon. I know that this was closer to the last update, but there was a reason why. I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. Some things tell me prediction around the end of August when you're going to see this Project Pan get updated again, because I'm really going to enjoy these. I'm excited. Here's the thing. This is an older palette. And I am still so excited to play around with these. Like, I get giddy just thinking about all the looks I can do with these, which is so exciting for me and so amazing knowing that I have palettes in my collection that just bring me so much joy, even though they're so old, that I don't care to have the latest and greatest. It's been very eye-opening this year with certain projects that I've done and certain mindset that I put on myself. It's been really good. It's been really, really good for me. So I'm very, very happy. And even though I don't have the latest and greatest where my affiliate links get me something out of them, because some of these palettes you can't even get, I don't care. I don't care. I want to do what brings me happiness and joy and excitement in my life, and doesn't always mean buying the most latest thing ever. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what palette you are enjoying this summer. I'd love to know, because I feel like these are going to be some of my favorites this year. All right, that's all I got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. More video on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then,